Are we doing this?
Yeah, just let's do it. The hills are alive with the sound of our intro.
Hi. I planned that really bad because before it fitted over my head perfectly, and then I didn't think that I actually have headphones on. But anyway.
In the moment, fail.
Like every post and pre-intro, but anyway.
How you doing, dude?
I'm good, man. Yeah, same old something. I mentioned this to you like 2 seconds ago, but I stung my damn freaking pinky, which is annoying. And I realized like the last time I've actually been stung by a bee was I think like when I was 12. So I forgot what the feeling feels like. It sucks. But
It's an interesting sensation. It actually does hurt, and then it hurts more when it's almost like the poison gets injected, and you
yeah,
actually feel your limb throbbing from that sensation. It's very weird.
yeah,
At least now you can drink your tea like a royal with pinky up.
100%, dude. And it's like I don't know if the camera will justify it, but like my pinky's double the size at the moment. It's really annoying, but
It's moments like this that you wish it stung you somewhere else
oh
for your wife's
yeah,
pleasure.
I got mixed feelings about that.
I'm sure she would too.
Yo,
Although you could get her to suck the poison out for you.
yes, this got dirty
Hey!
quickly. What the hell?
This just took a weird turn.
Dude, in other news, actually, like I know generally, like just general catch ups are like very lockdown related, and we can talk about that now. But I saw some interesting news. I'm really frustrated. So, logically, a bunch of movies are being postponed because
Yeah.
of the lockdown. But apparently, Morbius has been postponed all the way till March next year. And literally,
Wow. Oh, yeah.
and there's no reason. They're just like Sony's, like, that's what they've chosen to do. But like something like Wonder Woman, that was supposed to be, I think, like June, July, is coming out in August still, which I think is really reasonable.
Yeah. 100%. Unless there's something to do with the expected foot traffic around the March period time. I don't know.
Yeah, there might be conflicting movies that they're thinking about. So, like, if they've got to compete with Wonder Woman at the same time, if they're the only thing on the box office, that's what Marvel do very cleverly. I don't know if you've noticed that, is that they release their movies that it's in this exact time. So if anything tries
Yeah.
to compete with it, it just gets mowed over. Like there was this movie, I can't remember what it was. Shame, but like no one even talked. It was the last Pirates of the Caribbean. It was out the same time as one of the Avengers movies or something like that. Literally, dude,
Oh,
no one talked about it. I felt so bad. I was like,
yeah, man.
quote
When you're
Johnny Depp,
boxing
man.
against those guys, in particular that movie,
Yeah.
oof, you're going to come short.
Yeah, and then also, dude, apparently they dropped a teaser. Obviously, we wouldn't see it because we don't have it yet. But HBO Max, they literally, I mean, no footage, but they dropped. Warren's dog enters. They dropped a logo of Justice League Dark. So apparently it's all confirmed with we talked about in one of the first podcasts with J.J. Abrams
Yeah.
doing it's apparently a Justice League Dark. Apparently it's gonna be a series or movie, I can't remember, and it's gonna be like high end. Dude. I mean, HBO's Game of Thrones. I know you're not a Game of Thrones fan, but the
Yeah.
production quality is like up there. So apparently it's gonna be like in those leagues, and they're gonna go as far as doing a Green Lantern series too.
Wow.
So yeah, and apparently that's all confirmed. And the one thing that I immediately thought is like if you think about the politics and the logistics, it's like, are they going to use Matt Ryan for Constantine? They better, but he's in the
Yeah.
CW universe. So it's like if they recast him, it's really going to suck because he's really cool.
He's the best thing to happen to comic book roles for a long time, in my opinion. Just like Marvel nailed it with certain characters, Thor, Cap, Iron Man, Tony Stark. I mean, Robert Downey is amazing in that role. Matt Ryan is, for me, that equivalent. It's just the way he looks, the way he speaks, and because they've used him on so many things, I think for that exact reason, the way he looks, the way he understands the character, the mannerisms, everything. For me, it's a no-brainer, but
Yeah, let's
I'm not
hope,
at
dude,
Warner or
because
DC.
there's contractual nonsense that
Yeah.
you can never know about. But Otherwise, dude, how's lockdown treating you?
It's okay. Busy, very, very busy work-wise, I must say there. That's surprises me on a daily basis just how busy things have gotten. I can't complain. I must say I'm eternally grateful to be in the industry I'm in and working for the company that I work for. So very, very happy and fortunate there. And in the evenings, yeah, I think this has been keeping me busy. Just getting content edited and uploaded and ready. Really enjoying that.
Nice.
Putting more effort into reading more comics. Hashtag kayfabe guys, read more comics. So yeah, man, and actually, quite ironically, funnily, on that topic of read more comics, a connection of ours that we mentioned in one of our other clips, Oliver, he's managed to find me a whole series, 5 issues from it was called 1963. It's a series of comic books that Alan Moore wrote for Image with different artists and that attached. Some of them were in the vein of sort of Jack Kirby style art, and all an overarching story that Alan Moore had envisioned and stuff. So the cartoonist kayfabe guys did an in-depth look at some of those, especially when they were doing some of their Wizard reviews. Those comics came up. There was an Alan Moore interview, and that's actually what turned me on to them. And just so happened, Ollie let me know that he had a couple of them. I said, done deal, I want them. And he said, hang on, he's going to look around. He might be able to find one that was missing. And he came to the party. So I've got the whole set, man.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
looking
awesome.
forward to that. So, and when shipping and deliveries can happen again, that's one of the first things I'm going to make sure I get. So a big shout out to our friend Oliver and all that he does on his various Facebook comic auction groups and private groups. So yeah, man, thanks a lot.
Yeah, also that is a sucky thing. I've had like 2 or 3 guys buy comics from me, and I kind of got to sit in a pile. I haven't packaged them yet because I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I just want to send them out and they won't let me. So yeah,
we're stuck.
yeah, dude.
Your side, what's been keeping you active and busy?
Dude, same old. Like you said, I'm also hectic with work because I'm coming towards the end of a series that I was working on. And yeah, so it always gets more intense around there, especially because the story is reaching its climax and there's more action and yeah, and it's just the nature of working in a small, like cramped space at home, and trying to sort of like provide the same quality. It has its own challenges, but and that, yeah, like it's been cool though. When I get that work done, I still what I've loved, and is something interesting you said. You said you used your travel time pre-lockdown to kind of wind down from work.
Yeah.
Now I've been finding that those hours or half an hour here and there, I've got to drive there, or I have to drive to like gym, or I that's completely gone. So I'm actually have more hours in my day. Well, it feels like it at least. So yeah, I'm able to like. I'm still buggered at the end of the day, so I end up being lazy anyway, which is. But actually, it just thought about it, and I didn't even like make notes of this. What do you think? But I've been watching a bit more Netflix now, so we've been playing less PlayStation and watching TV.
Okay, so you've come out of the gaming cycle, you're into the TV cycle.
Yeah, we might go back, but yeah, dude. So, what is it? There's a few things I want to talk about, but one is it actually links back all the way to one of our oldest podcasts. Is I actually watched Dracula.
Okay.
Very
and
cool, man. Yeah, very, very cool. All raving reviews, like and again, you got to give it that chance because I mean they're long, and you got to like, and I think it was you that said that Ep 2 was the kind of the most slow episode.
Yeah, but a lot turns on that episode.
Yeah.
There's a great twist in that episode, and it's the same people that I think did the Sherlock
series, yeah,
TV show. So they've got that model of we tell a longer story for each episode, but man, it's worth the investment, I think.
Yeah. No, definitely. And then, like, I know you're probably going to roll your eyes, but I'm going to mention it anyway because, like, everybody's talking about it. But, like, dude, I actually watched Tiger King.
You're right. I am going to.
And I just want to like give like merit where it's due. So like, a lot of people say oh, because this is an eye-rolling moment. Apparently, they are making a comic book series on the tigerking now. Again, I don't know if that's nonsense. So that's just no. But the series, dude, like, so people make the argument that no one would watch it if we weren't in lockdown. I kind of disagree, and I don't want to get too deep, but I do think we're reaching, because series keep pushing the boundaries and stuff, they kind of desensitize us as a nation as whole. Like, so murder is totally normal. So they got to keep raising the bar.
Okay.
It's going to be more and more ridiculous, more and more nudity, more and more violence, because it's, we're just like, oh, okay, that's not that bad. They did this in Game of Thrones, and like incest is a totally normal thing in series because it was in the days,
Sure. Okay.
But anyway, so I gave it its watch, and if you take all the hillbillies out of it, like the side of it, there's still a really underlying animal cruelty story. I don't know if you know it's a true story. I don't know if you know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it. I just saw this promo. I saw the main guy in the promo, and I just went, like, true Ryan Reynolds fashion. No.
Yeah, no, and I hear you, dude. And I was like that at first, and I was like, okay, let me just watch the first episode. But it's about all these guys that own tigers in America, and in America alone, there's more owned privately tigers than there is in wildlife. It's ridiculous, dude. And this, so it's based on a real story, but this guy documents so much of his life, and then it's all these people that compete against each other. And it gets like rough, dude, and really weird and really twisted. Like, because they like, yeah, proper hillbillies, but it's got this underlying story where at the end of the day, it's the tigers that have the hardest time and get affected by all this. If you put all these idiots' personalities aside and stuff.
Yeah.
And there are some dodgy people out there, dude. So like, if you're into like animal cruelty based like true storylines, I think it's worth the watch. If you can get past all like it just gets so weird, dude. And it's like even to the point where the one owner is a flat out cult owner. He's got all these young girls, these young attractive girls that come in to intern to raise tigers because tigers are so cute, and literally he like makes them, he's like all unofficial wives and gives them new names and makes them live in cages. This is all real shit, dude. It's like, and he's like the Mac Daddy of his little kingdom, it's
only in America.
It's
land of the free, and apparently, sometimes freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
I actually don't know where my thought was going to go from there. But
it's okay. Yeah, dude. And then also, in that same breath, there's more rumors as usual that some people are saying that they think they're going to extend our lockdown, but some people are saying they're going to start easing up. But
I've already seen someone sent me a whole bunch of documentation on that they are going to ease up on some of the restrictions on some of the industries, etc., etc. So I'll actually forward you all that information a bit later on. So I don't know where it's going to go.
Because I was watching a video. It's a guy I follow. Shout out to him. He's a YouTuber, a South African YouTuber. I might get his name wrong, but his name is Ronaldo Gols or something like that. Mm-hmm. Very political. It's all political videos and stuff, and he's very vocal about his opinion, which I appreciate. And he made such a good point where they're starting to ease down these, like you just mentioned, potentially ease stuff down, but you can go to the spa right now and you can stand in the queue and you can buy a Powerball ticket, but you can't get a pack of cigarettes. And it's like, something's twisted. So, and a lot of people being really vocal about the cigarettes and alcohol thing. Like, I don't smoke. I'm not a big drinker. I casually drink. So none of it affects me. But, and then there was another story with a cop, I don't know if you heard recently, that actually actually ended up killing a guy in one of the townships because this guy apparently was sitting on his front porch and drinking a beer and he didn't listen. So again, I don't want to make judgment too quick because I don't know every side of the story. That's the one narrative that's been told. But I mean, dude, like, this is going to sound very insensitive, but I just keep thinking about interview a bouncer right now and just picture the amount of idiots he's got to deal with outside a bar on a day-to-day basis. Like these guys that just can't handle the alcohol, they get liquid courage, they get violent. And now you get all these people that are sitting around and they're bored and they're getting drunk and stuff. So like the part of me is like, banning alcohol is quite logical because even though you and I will sit and have like an aviation, like, and that's it, we're cool, or two, You get the guys that literally lose their minds, and then it comes with smoking, then it comes with looting, then it comes with violence, then it comes with abusing their wives, then it comes with, and I know that's a minority, well, I at least hope it is, but
Yeah.
the poor cops in the army have to deal with way more difficult people when they're in that set of mind. So
Yeah.
just, but then a lot of people say this is the introduction to like the censoring, shifting, and controlling us how they like. Again, I know that dabbles down the conspiracy theory thing, but I don't know, man. I'm just interested to see, because it's starting to reach that tipping point where people are going, maybe the disease is worth it because of the economic. It used to be health first, economic second, and it's starting to slowly sway because people don't know what the hell they're going to do.
And that is a very valid and genuine reality, I think. If I, again, I said at the beginning of this clip, I'm very grateful to be where I am and in the industry and at the company I'm with, but I'm very cognizant of the fact that there are so many people out there that are in industries that are taking an unimaginable knock right now. There are people that I imagine are sitting at home wondering where's the next paycheck or where's the next bit of income coming or going to come from. What do they have to do to reignite, kickstart not only their business but potentially their industry that they're into? I look at you for an example, and the entertainment industry, and yes, it will restart. It will go. There's too much happening in and around that sphere, but the questions around when.
Yeah, at the cost of what?
And to what degree, and how fast, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, I don't envy people that are in that position, and I would, my sympathy goes out to them, and I hope that with all of that, there's people sitting, getting creative, coming up with creative ideas, solutions, and I hope that they share those creative ideas and those creative solutions, because I think a lot of people would value it, in my humble opinion.
Nah, definitely, dude.
I don't think anyone has the answers. I don't even think the people in power making the decisions have the answers. They probably the recommendations probably change on a daily, even hourly basis.
100%,
I would hate
dude.
to be there too.
I did actually want to mention that. It's like, so if anyone hasn't, they can go watch the TED Talks that Bill Gates did 5 years ago. Now, I know that brings up all its own things and conspiracies, that Bill Gates is actually the devil, even though he supports all these charities and stuff. And maybe he is. And 5 years ago, he talked about how we're not ready for an outbreak. He plain and simple, he uses Ebola as a reference and talks about the Spanish flu. And he says, in the movies, like a movie like Contagion, there's all these like attractive actors that are like epidemiologists, and they're like on the ball straight there, and they go contain it. And he's like, teams like that aren't in contingency, like in place. Plans, full world scale plans aren't in place. And so it's exactly what you said. Like a part of me, like, it's so easy to jump on the bandwagon and go, our government's so, this and that and that. And it's easy to go down the rabbit hole of conspiracies and, who's benefiting from this and stuff. But I think they're just trying to figure it out, man, just like we are. They're also human beings. People need to sort of remember that. And everyone that's like keeps going down the sort of rabbit hole of going that this is planned. And I'm like, how does the government benefit from forking out all this money and us not earning any money? So when we don't earn money, we can't pay taxes. And that's how the country makes money from us. I know there's multiple ways to look at it, and I'm not the cleverest guy. But yeah, I just don't see them doing this voluntarily.
Agreed. Again, dude, I don't know what the answers are or who has those answers. If for nothing else, this is going to be a pivotal moment in history, and something that we all, as a human race, can learn from. And I say when, because this is not the first time this is going to happen. I think when something like this comes around again, hopefully there are better contingencies in place. Hopefully the world is better suited and better geared to handle it so that we can go into lockdowns, isolation. So we can do whatever we need to do better in round 2. Yeah.
Act quicker even would be a huge,
For sure.